Subscribe, I'll make sure you never win another Splatfest again. Alrighty, what is quacking, everyone? So we just had Splatfest this past week, and okay, handshake, hug, and fist bump, and handshake won somehow. I don't know how, and I don't even know how hug got no points. Like, I felt like everyone was either hug or fist bump, but nope, apparently handshake just came out of nowhere, said, nope, we're taking this. So that was weird. Everyone was confused. But besides that, Splatfest was boring. The theme was not the most interesting at all. A lot of people were like, oh, we don't like this theme. This is an uninteresting theme. And there's been quite a few uninteresting themes that we've had recently, which kind of turns people off. Like, obviously we had the world premiere was rock, paper, scissors, which, it was the world premiere, it was whatever. But then we had like gear, grub, and fun, like that was alright, I guess. Then we had the Pokemon theme one, grass, fire, water. Then, spicy sweet sour was pretty good. The chocolate one was alright. But then there was like Nessie, Aliens, Bigfoot, and like that was okay. Then we had the Zelda one. Vanilla Strawberry Mint Chip was alright, I guess. Money, Fame, Love was meh, whatever. Then we had Shiver Fry Big Man. I didn't even get to play in that one. I was at Riptide and the hotel Wi-Fi sucked. And then we had Zombie Skeleton Ghost, which was this Halloween one. And then this one was Handshake, Fist Bump, Hug, which was very underwhelming. So for the most part, they're all right. Some of them were good, like the themed ones like Pokemon and the Zelda themed ones were pretty good. Should have had a Pikmin themed one, but whatever. But besides that, I guess Money, Fame, Love was alright, and then, Splatfest World Premiere kind of made sense to a degree. But otherwise, I do feel slightly underwhelmed by some of these themes. I feel like they should definitely change the themes to be something that we want, and especially Nintendo themed stuff. Like, if they just modeled some of these Splatfest after other Nintendo games, like we should have had a Pikmin Splatfest when Pikmin 4 was coming out. I'm assuming we should have a Mario Splatfest as well. We had Mario Wonder and Mario RPG come out, so that's why this Splatfest really was underwhelming too, because Mario Wonder just came out and RPG, I believe, just came out Friday as well, so they really couldn't come up with, I know we had Star and Mushroom in S2, but they couldn't have done like Star Mushroom Fire Flower, like Star Mushroom Elephant Fruit. They could have done something with Mario as well, so that was another missed opportunity by this to give us a Splatfest that people might care a little bit more about. And a huge thing that definitely does drag down Splatfest, which it's not even just the themes of itself, because some of the themes can be cool, like I said, but it is the fact that it is only Turf War. People get so tired of Turf War, and I know in Splatoon 2, a lot of the people that I play with, they would grind Turf War for red badges, but now no one grinds Turf War. Turf War is such a snooze fest that it's insane, and no one wants to play Turf War 24/7. That has been the biggest issue in gripe, is people just don't want to play Turf War. And I know it does veer a lot of competitive players away from Splatfest, so the casuals can be like, oh yay, the comp players aren't going to ruin Splatfest. But honestly, like, they could definitely still do Turf War and then also ranked game modes, so that is something they could do. But the fact that the community has to really carry the Splatfest on Turf War is kind of what makes it boring as well. And as much as Nintendo likes Turf War because they always put it in their freaking tournaments, and I tune out whenever those come on because I don't want to watch high level Turf War play, they don't promote the Splatfest besides just here's the initial announcement tweet and then there's like halftime. Like, they should do more to promote Splatfest, because if you have an underwhelming or just bad theme, and the fact that it's only Turf War, no one's gonna care about Splatfest. Like, the community has to carry Splatfest. Like, I made a couple videos because when we first got, it was the hype of Splatoon 3 was coming out. We got the new idols, Big Man, Shiver, Fry. Everyone was like, Fry's got a big ass forehead. Hey, Big Man. Ooh, Shiver's edgy. Let's go. Like, we had all of that, which was, it was cool. So there was hype for the first couple Splatfests. But then afterwards, now we're a year in, and it's just like more Turf War for 3 days, and people are actively trying to find ways to not play it. And if there's ever a good Salmon Run rotation, people literally go on Twitter and they're like, know what I'm doing for Splatfest? Here's, some Salmon Run. And that's it. Or people actively, like other Twitch streamers and content creators, they actively just host PBs during Splatfest because like, hey, you want to dodge Splatfest? Come play in my PBs. So that is not good for Splatfest, and something needs to change, and Nintendo really needs to look into changing how Splatfest is so it gets people more excited for the game. And another issue is also people aren't loyal to idols anymore. Like, at first I was like, oh man, frick Big Man, because everyone likes Big Man. But now it's just like whatever theme that feels fitting, honestly. It's like whatever theme feels the best. And like 9 times out of 10, you can kind of predict what team's going to win. There's been a couple of mispredictions, like White Chocolate winning that Splatfest. And then also Power winning the Splatfest. Like, that was crazy to me that Power won, and then also White Chocolate winning as well. Like, I thought Milk Chocolate was gonna win for sure, and I thought either Zelda or Link was gonna win that Splatfest as well, but they didn't. It was Ganondorf. So besides a couple of upsets, it's like kind of mid. It's like whatever, you kind of know who's gonna win, just pick that team. It's not a big deal. Like, we all knew Bigfoot was gonna lose. Like, that wasn't a surprise to anyone when they lost. So Nintendo really needs to, like, generate some hype and change how the Splatfest are going to be run, so that way the community just feels more involved with the Splatfest. Or even changing up how the game modes are and, like, different additions to the Splatfest. So something Nintendo could do to actually spice up the Splatfest is make their tricolors the entire time, okay? Like, there's no reason to have tricolors halftime anymore because there's no one defending. Like, there's no teams defending. It's random on who's defending and who's attacking. It's not like at the beginning it was like, oh cool, they won at halftime, let's gang up on them. But now, like, because that's not a thing anymore, tricolors should just be active all the time at this point because there's no reason to not have it active. There's no halftime defender or anything. So they definitely need to just put tricolors in all the time, which is an issue. And I think they could actually spice up tricolor battles. I think the 2v2v4 is really awkward at times because it's just like, oh, defenders and 2 attackers, and it feels weird. They should just honestly switch it to 2v2v2 for the maps and change how the inkhorns work and have them rotate around the map of some kind, you know, like put them in favor of one team so it incentivizes the other 2 teams to gang up on those 2, something like that, you know, really keep it like lively and have people moving around the map. I think that could be interesting. Or we could do a 4v4v4 and they could just adjust the maps to be bigger for those huge battles where people are just like fighting over the center for the horn, and like, you know, trying to fight for it. And I think that would be something really cool if it was just, you know, a bunch of players on the map at once, just 12 people fighting it out on the same Splatfest team, or, you know, again, like a smaller, you know, six people fighting it out on the map. And changing how the horn works too, because I think it's kind of silly once someone gets the horn, it can't be changed. I feel like it should be more of a King of the Hill style where people can just take over the horn and, you know, it can rotate ownership to like really switch up mid battle. And they should definitely change it like that because honestly, once someone gets at least one or both of them, it's over. Like, it's already over. Once one of the teams gets one or both of them, like, it's over. That team is winning unless they absolutely throw and just stand AFK. But people aren't doing that. So, like, it's already over. So whoever controls those horns wins. So I think they should definitely change it to a more King of the Hill style where it's like a zone. Or maybe we just like take turns painting the horn or whatever, and whoever gets it captures it and it starts, you know, painting around, and then you have to hold it. I think that would be a very good change and a healthier change to tricolor battles, in my opinion, to really incentivize, you know, people actually like trying and stuff like that. It would definitely bring up the quality of the game if they changed how the horn system worked, for sure. Also, they really need to change the maps. Like, I get it, they're using the same maps that we've always had, and they just change them a little bit. Like, we had Sturgeon for Rock, Paper, Scissors, then Hammerhead, then Sturgeon again, Undertow, Mincemeat, Macamart, Scorch Gourd, Barnacle and Dime, Eeltail. Like, we had all these different stages, but, like, nothing really, like, stuck out. It was, like, whatever. The only interesting thing was when they did the Zelda Splatfest, they did it in a Triforce. Like, they changed how Scorch Gorge works, and it's they changed it so it is the Triforce, which was cool. That was a cool map, and they need to do more things like that. And I think we need something like that to make Splatfest more interesting, because it gets people who want to play the game to play, because like, oh, you can never play on this map again, unless they add it to PBs at some point and you can play on that map. But right now there's no way to play that map unless, I don't know, you hack the game or something. But obviously no way to play that map. So it would be nice to have very special custom maps or specific fun maps, like how we had all those really cool different maps in Splatoon 2 Splatfest, where we could take the launch pads and stuff like that around. Like, those were fun. We need maps like that, because those are interesting maps. We can only play on them during Splatfest, and that would really incentivize people to play Splatfest more, because like, hey, you can only play on this map once, it's not coming back. And like, I get it, that's instilling FOMO, but at the end of the day, it's like, do you want people to play your game? Like, it's supposed to be Splatfest, it's supposed to be this huge celebration battle thing. Like, that's what it should be, and I think custom maps would do that for the mode. Next is a huge obvious one. Just give us ranked game modes back. Please give us like tower control, give us Rainmaker, clams, and zones. Just please give us those back during the Splatfest. My God, so we're not just sitting there farming turf war, please. And they can do a lot with it too. They can make it so if you win in tower control, Rainmaker, if you win in any of those game modes, it like gives you a score bonus, something like that. Like when you win, a normal turf war, you get more clout and everything. They should do that with the ranked game modes. Just, hey, you get more clout, or it gives you a type of multiplier for whatever. They could do something like that with the ranked game modes to actually make people want to play more. And then also, I think it'd be cool to see those ranked game modes on the cool lit maps, how it's all like dark and stuff like that with the different lighting. Like, I think that would be cool. Granted, it'd be hard to see. People might complain about it. They'd be like, oh, I can't like really see, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's more so for fun. Like when you go bowling, some bowling alleys have like global. And for me, I like bowling, but I like being able to see my lane. But when I go to global, those flashing lights are distracting. And it's just part of the thing. It's part of the fun. You're not meant to bowl seriously. So I think that would be like how that would be, is like, oh, if the lighting on the map makes it hard for you to see people or hit your shots or whatever because of how you're trying to like win the Rainmaker match or whatever, then it's like whatever, like it's Splatfest. But at the same time, like, it would still be a great fun thing to do and get people to be like, oh, well, I'm gonna play Splatfest because, oh, I can also play on tower. I can see how cool these maps look with tower and something like that. That would be really fun to do. And also what they could do to make people feel like they're progressing even more is just tie the ranks into the Splatfest. You're going to have more people playing and, probably harder people to play as well. So it's going to make fighting in ranked a little bit more of a challenge for people. Granted, people might not play, they'll be like, oh, everyone's too sweaty. And they could just end up switching to turf. They'll be like, oh, this mode is too sweaty for me. I'm switching to turf so I can at least play the Splatfest. Like, I think that'd be very good. And then if they implement those tricolor changes where it's like, oh, these ranked modes are too sweaty, I'm just gonna go play tricolor battles instead and have some fun with my friends on this cool custom map that Nintendo made. So I think that would be a very healthy system where you can cycle through all these game modes, which is what we currently have right now with normal. With no Splatfest, I just get to look at the maps. Do I want to play, series today? Are the rotations good? Is open rotation good? Or is X rank rotation good? And I just like look at all those and be like, okay, see what ones I like. And oh, I'm playing X rank this hour, but next hour series looks good. So I think that would be a good rotation during Splatfest, and especially with the Splatfest themes, it'd be really nice. Another thing that I think would be kind of interesting, it will instill some FOMO though, maybe, or like it'd suck if people can't get on to play Splatfest or something like that. But I think if they added like a special Splatfest currency that you could only access during the Splatfest to buy something from like a Splatfest shop, so like specific Splatfest clothing that they could use with, obviously your normal gear abilities, whatever. But I think it'd be cool. It would instill some FOMO though, so I don't really know how everyone would feel about that collectively as a community. But I think that'd be pretty interesting, where it's just like, okay, like it would incentivize people to play more, build up your, like a Splatfest currency, and buy those special items, introduce like a new character or whatever that only shows up during Splatfest, and they have their own shop or whatever. So I think that'd be interesting. And then also if they added like specific Splatfest weapons, perhaps, that people could use only during Splatfest, or make it something that's on the stages where it's like, how like Pearl had the Pearl Whale on that stage, like something like that, but that we can wield, like put it on the map, or let us buy it, give us like some fun, weapons to use. Like give us the Grizzco weapons, change how they look, and give us the Grizzco weapons for a Splatfest. Maybe even make it a separate mode, be like, oh, Grizzco joins the Splatfest, and it's like Grizzco Splat. So they could do something like that for sure, and I think that would be pretty fun. All right, this last little bit that I kind of cooked up in my mind that I don't really think it means much, but it's for the salmon runners. I'm gonna let you guys have one. All right, I'm gonna put something in the salmon run. But if they added like salmon run Splatfest theme stuff, like when you play salmon run, you can earn turf points somehow for your team. I'm not sure how it would work. In my mind, I was thinking they swap out the salmonids for like the octolings or whatever, and like they put those Splatfest t-shirts on, and maybe like it doesn't increase the clout by a lot because it's salmon run, and they figure out some multiplier or whatever, but like they add the Splatfest, the Splatfest colors, and they turn the tricolor map that they're using into the salmon run map, and then they like send different waves of like each team at you. So like if you were on like fist bump or whatever, then like one wave it'll be handshake, and then the other wave will be hug, and I'm sure they could figure out how that would work, but I think that'd be pretty cool. It would, people who don't like PvP, that would get them into Splatfest a little bit, and like they maybe don't make it contribute as much, but like it's a contribution, it's fun, something light, changing up how the game works. Like it's an out there concept for sure. What I'm saying is like really out there, because obviously salmon run and PvP are separated. Besides Big Run, those maps are PvP maps. However, I definitely feel like it would unify the fan base a little bit more, because we do have like kind of a split at times. There's people who are just like dedicated salmon runners. They're like, I only play salmon run. This is my shit right here. This is me. And I don't like PvP because everyone's too sweaty and I suck at it, or whatever, something like that. So I think that would definitely unify the fan base in a way, because, it's Splatfest. It's supposed to be for everyone, have fun, Splatfest fun. Like, get everyone involved. Find a way to make salmon run contribute to the Splatfest team you pick in some way. I think that'd be pretty cool. But those are my thoughts and ideas on how they could change how Splatfest works. It's a shame that it's a snooze fest, honestly. Like, I really only get to ruler for the sea snails, so I can just up the ranks on my armor and gear and use it for rerolls and stuff like that. Otherwise, like, I don't play Splatfest as hardcore. There's no real reason. Like, I enjoy being competitive and stuff, and I enjoy championing a team, but like it just doesn't feel the same. It feels kind of mundane in Splatoon and how their themes are set. So I just think they could definitely change some things up and make Splatfest more exciting for everybody. But those are my thoughts, opinions, and different things that they could do for the game. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.